Hello everyone, Jeffrey here with a brand new series. So months and months ago, I had an idea, as ENTPs occasionally do, to try to live a full day as each of the 16 personality types. Of course, I immediately found that idea intimidating, and because I had other less scary ideas, I shelved that one. Until just a couple of days later when I saw a video entitled, "I lived like an ENTP for a day." What a crazy random happenstance.
Every day of my life I've been an INFP, but not today. Nope. ENTP for me.
So that person you just saw was Gabby from the MBTI channel Finding Function. Gabby's channel is absolutely awesome, and I highly encourage that you check out her videos right now. Okay, so I saw Gabby's video, link in the description, and I loved it. Then I reached out to her to let her know about the crazy coincidence and to ask her if she would be willing to design my INFP day. She said yes, and sent me an awesome agenda, which I then sat on for another 5 months, as you can see here. Gabby, I am really sorry for my procrastination here, and I hope that I can do you and all other INFPs justice with my day. Great, so now I'm going to read through the agenda that Gabby sent me and perform a little editorial magic so that you can see the day playing out for your very eyes. And then, if I'm able to stick with my plan at all of this is going to be followed by some reflections on what my day as an INFP taught me. Alright, let's go. At 8:30, I'll be waking up. I'm going to ease into the day by watching some YouTube videos from the comfort of my bed, which so far is exactly my style, so I love it. At 9, I'm going to get ready for the day, and I've been instructed to wear something that makes me happy and to then do a happy little dance in front of the mirror, which we're quickly getting out of my comfort zone, as I'm sure you can tell. At 9:30, I will prepare myself a protein-filled breakfast. I usually just drink a Soylent, not a sponsor, but I think that I'll try to shoot for some solid food. It's what any INFP would do. At 10, I'm going to be heading to a bookshop, and as I'm driving to that shop, I will be listening to 90s music. Gabby invites me to muse on my feelings as I drive and to consider the day's possibilities for connection. I'm supposed to be checking in with myself, looking at places where I feel gratitude, and then other places where I feel disappointment. This is not something that I typically do, and it's frankly horrifying. I can't wait to see how it goes. At the bookshop, I'm supposed to pick someone and make up a story about them. As a writer, this is something that I like quite a bit. At 12:30, I will be eating lunch with a friend, and I've been instructed to be the truest version of myself that I can be and to embrace my friend fully as they are. At 2, I'm going to engage in something that I'm passionate about that is either fun, educational, or serving others. Because I'm passionate about YouTube, you will likely see a sneak peek behind the scenes of me editing a video. At 4, I'm gonna get comfy. I'm officially in for the day. I'll be checking social media, watching a comfort show, lighting a candle, or probably incense in my case, stretching, cleaning, etc. At 5:30, I'll make myself some dinner, something yummy, healthy, and beautiful. I'm not so sure about healthy because my skills are very limited, but I will try my darndest. At 6, I'll be eating this hopefully healthy dinner while watching something I've never seen before. The goal here is full immersion, to experience something as art, so no distractions. At 8, I'll be engaging in something that I'm very curious about, a process that Gabby calls melting. To properly melt, I will be making myself some tea, and then I will lie down on the floor with my palms on the floor. The goal is to breathe deeply and to ground yourself. You're trying to soak in any negative emotions that have been percolating within you over the past day, week, month, however long it's been. Gabby says that when you're melting, you're not trying to fix anything. You're trying to tell yourself that it's okay to not be okay, to extend compassion to yourself. At 9:30, I'm getting ready for bed and then writing a letter to myself. Afterwards, I will meditate on some words from 3 different books and then journal on what resonates and what doesn't resonate about those quotes. And then I will watch a little more YouTube as I unwind before finally, lights out. Alright, so that was my day as an INFP, and I've actually taken a couple of days to really process my experience because the day really left a mark on me, actually, and I wanted to be sure that I could capture it with the right words. So I'll start off by talking about some stuff that didn't quite go to plan. The bookstore that I went to did have chairs, but there wasn't really a place for me to comfortably sit while crafting a story about one of the customers. So instead, I ended up buying a few books after perusing a little bit and then relocating to one of my favorite spots in town. And I sat down and started working there. By the way, the guy that I chose to make up a story about was really funny and quite interesting. He was wearing all black in the middle of summer. He was like in his 70s or something. And he said on multiple occasions, "I have a burning question," which I can relate to. But, most people don't just announce it like that. He was just so obliviously enthusiastic. Anyway, if I ever create something polished out of that writing activity, I will definitely share it with you guys. The other thing that didn't go as planned was my lunch trip. So on the day that I had carved out in my calendar, I couldn't actually find anybody who was available to eat lunch with me. So I didn't have somebody to embrace in all of their authenticity and complexity, which meant that I had to decide to embrace myself, a dude eating some noodles, reading a book on the human shadow, which is actually a really poor segue into my next topic. One of the biggest takeaways from my INFP day was this idea of resonance. So finding what resonates, finding what doesn't resonate as much. So this concept was at play as soon as I had to pick out an outfit that made me happy. That's just not the way that I look at the world, not something that I think about at all. With the exception of a few nostalgic things in my closet, everything else feels pretty much interchangeable. When I was listening for the faint hum of my robotic heart, I realized how few of the things I own spark any kind of emotional reaction for me. But then I also noticed that there are a few things that I have that I genuinely dislike, and I don't know why I'm holding on to them. They have a genuinely negative charge around them. Maybe they don't fit anymore. Maybe they were given to me by someone that I'm on bad terms with. Maybe they just are holy. Not like something that the Pope would wear, but they're riddled with holes from kitten claws or other activities. Wink, wink. I don't know. But yeah, that portion of the experience made me realize that maybe I need to do a little Marie Kondo action to my closet. Look who it is. You're getting so big. My only begotten son. Also on the topic of resonance, for the journaling portion of my evening, I basically grabbed 3 random books off my bookshelf and then turned to a random page, plucked out a quote. And it was really interesting to think about those quotations through that lens of resonance. I would share those quotes with you as well as the thoughts that they sparked, but I actually got really good video ideas out of all of them, so you'll have to wait. It is really helpful to know that if I'm ever short on ideas, I can just open up a book, put my finger down, and something will be sparked. At one point during my day, I was supposed to consider my sense of gratitude, and that went really well for me. There's actually a lot to be grateful for, if you know what I mean. I used to do gratitude journaling all the time, but then kind of fell out of the habit. Luckily, it's like riding a bike. It's surprisingly easy to wire yourself to appreciate things and to see how dense every moment is with things to be grateful for. So one big actionable from this experience is that I'm going to be bringing back my gratitude journal once and for all, starting tonight. Get your tickets now. The most difficult thing about my day as an INFP revolved around the negative emotions that I experienced. During that drive to the bookstore, I was also supposed to contemplate the areas where I feel disappointment. In the same way that gratitude is abundant if you're looking for it, disappointment can be as well. I realized how much unacknowledged negative emotion is buzzing around me at any given point in time. Disappointment about a change at work or about a friendship that isn't what it once was, or about all of the insignificant ways of my cat. These are all things that I brush aside because I'm uncomfortable with my emotions, and I have maybe the irrational sense that if I fixate on them, I will only give more life to them, only provide them with fuel. So I end up either trying to think them out of existence or just not think about them at all. The negativity actually reached a peak during the process of melting. I felt really sad at certain moments and wondered why a person would subject themselves to that, why they would ever linger on some sort of negative emotional experience. I've done meditation in the past, and that's not really a problem, but to act out that same kind of stillness while really steering into your own sense of suffering, that's much harder for me. It's hard for me to experience the negative emotions as anything but distractions which will derail me. At the same time, I know that I'm human, and I know what will happen if I don't do anything with those emotions, if I don't take time to process them. I've seen the dam break in the past. I've been swept away in that flood enough times to begin wondering if maybe there is a better way. Maybe I can find a way to chew on those sour feelings a little bit here and there to give them their time at court, let them have their say, and maybe by doing that, I will avoid some explosion down the line. I'm not really sure what the game plan is yet, but I need to make more time for processing like that. If not through melting, then through something else. Anyway, I'm sorry if this got a little bit intense. I promise I'm okay. This does make me nervous about living a day in the life of the other personality types, but at the same time, I am really excited. I can see that there are definite lessons to be learned from every sort of functional perspective. And I think that acting out someone else's routine and blindly feeling your way through their experience can actually activate parts of you that you might not realize are there. We're all embodied creatures, and even if cognitive functions are partially about informational processing and metabolizing, you can't really untether that from acting that stuff out in reality. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, that's all I've got. I did want to issue a big thank you to Gabby for collaborating with me in this way and for being patient with me as I procrastinate. Please check out Gabby's channel once again. You'll find the link up there. I'll also put the link in the description. If you guys like this video, please leave a comment. Let me know what type you would like to see next. I always appreciate your support. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.